Good evening. A book of condolence has been opened in memory of a 13-year-old boy killed in a collision involving a Ferrari. Alex Worth from Kingsworthy near Winchester was a passenger in the vehicle which crashed on a farm track in North Warnborough. Mary Stanley reports.
In the corner of a Hampshire church, a tribute to a popular 13-year-old. St Mary's in Kingsworthy set up this area to remember Alex Worth following an appeal from his friends. And many have come to leave flowers and messages.
Alex sounded like an absolutely lovely young man. I would love to have met him. A really cheeky guy who was a friend to loads of people, and some just lovely messages with some very happy memories. We've been really moved by reading about those things. There's some lovely messages from his teachers too. That made me cry.
Alex was passenger in a Ferrari which crashed on a farm access road in North Warnborough last month. The driver suffered serious injuries.
I wonder how you make sense of this kind of thing. It just is plucked out of nowhere, isn't it? And I think it's very difficult to try and put meaning to it at this stage, but enough to provide somewhere for them to consider what's going on, their emotions and their feelings, and this place seems to provide that.
We just need to have a safe place for people to be able to come and cry. You know, as a church, this is a place where we want to be able to support people. It's a centre of community, and of course we want to be able to pray for these guys who are coming along.
The investigation into the crash continues. Meanwhile, the doors of the church will remain open for friends and family to pay tribute to a young lad described as talented, cheeky and never without a smile. Mary Stanley, ITV News, Winchester.
A heavily pregnant woman has gone missing in Dorset and police say they're concerned for her welfare. Katie Miles was last seen at Poole Hospital on Tuesday. The 29-year-old was due to return for treatment the same evening, but she never showed up. Work has been announced to reduce the levels of noise for people living alongside the M40. Special barriers will be introduced along sections of the motorway in Buckinghamshire, and a quieter road surface will be built in South Oxfordshire. Drone devices and unmanned systems look set to play a big part in the future of the Royal Navy. They can carry out tasks that have been traditionally very dangerous and expensive, as Martin Dowse reports.
Taking off from a playground, but this is no toy. Could it be the future of anti-submarine warfare? A drone strong enough to lift a weighty countermeasure or depth charge, and with range enough to fly to a hostile submarine's location, hover over it and drop the charge. One of the possibilities the Royal Navy's been weighing up in Portsmouth ahead of a major exercise called Unmanned Warrior later this year. They could do the dirty, dangerous jobs that put lives at risk. They could also help to save lives.
If we lost a person overboard, it allows us to perhaps respond more quickly. Cheaper, more numerous systems might allow us to cover a wider area. But also, actually, the technology exists where cameras and sensors are actually better able to pick out small bits of life jackets, for example, whereas people come with limitations.
Helicopters can carry a whole lot more payload, but they're not as efficient from a cost and time perspective. A helicopter, you would have to clear an area or make sure that there's certain facilities available in order to get that payload to that point where we can park our vehicle in very confined spaces the size of a parking lot.
There are training devices that can recreate the sonar shadow of a submarine, so no need to use a costly real one. Unmanned boats like this that can patrol a huge area of sea and send intelligence back to a mothership. It even has its own drone which it operates. The possibilities are potentially massive for the Navy. Martin Dowse, ITV News.
And you can see all today's major stories on our website. Just go to itv.com/news/Meridian. Lifeguards in Portsmouth have welcomed the creation of a new lottery for the city. The council's Pompey Lottery is operated by an independent firm. 60% of the proceeds will go to local good causes. Organisations can apply for funding.
We're basically, as a voluntary organisation, we're totally reliant on voluntary contributions. We're only one good cause in many. It's another means of obtaining funding that we can continue our work on the beach. It can only be a good thing. We go into it with an open mind, and if it's another form of funding, then good on it.
Well, let's have a look at the weather forecast now with Simon.
From blizzards to pool, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Well, if you're yearning for more of that warm sunshine we've had a fair bit of through the summer, don't worry, it will return as the week goes on. But for tonight, the cloud is thickening up, and after midnight, we'll see some outbreaks of rain arrive too. It'll also turn quite misty along the coast and over the higher ground, making for a grey and grubby start to tomorrow. Some bits and pieces of light rain too. As we head through the day, staying generally cloudy, perhaps an odd bit of brightness here and there, but starting to feel quite humid. Highs of 20 or 21, even underneath that stubborn cloud. As for your high tide times, in Brighton, 10 past 2 in the morning, 25 past 2 in the afternoon.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Thanks, Simon. We're back with Good Morning Britain tomorrow from 6 a.m. Join us if you can, but from the weekend team, have a very good evening. Bye-bye.